Before we begin, welcome back to Mindlytic. This is the channel where we break down how people think, learn, and grow through deep insights, practical lessons, and thoughtful vlogs around modern life. If this kind of content helps you see things more clearly, make sure you like the video and subscribe to Mindlytic. It really helps the channel grow. Now, today I'm not here to teach you coding. I'm here to show you a game you've been playing every single day without realizing it. The invisible game. Every student believes they're making progress. You watch tutorials, you finish courses, you save bookmarks, you feel productive. But beneath the surface, something else is happening. You're not just learning skills, you're participating in an invisible game. A game where some people move forward faster with less effort, others work for years and stay stuck, and most never understand why. And no one explains the rules. This is exactly the kind of idea we explore here on Mindlytic, how hidden systems shape the way we think and learn. Niccolò Machiavelli's core idea. Strategic thinkers like Niccolò Machiavelli repeat one principle across their work. When you don't understand the rules of the system, you become a piece inside someone else's strategy. Modern students don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they never learned how the system actually works. They focus on tools, languages, frameworks, shortcuts, but ignore structure. And without structure, effort leaks. 3 systems shaping today's learners. First, the education system. Second, the attention economy. Third, comparison culture. These systems don't train mastery, they train constant engagement. A coding student might start 5 programming languages, watch hundreds of videos, feel productive every day, yet master none. Why? Because the system rewards consumption, not depth. If this sounds familiar, you'll find many discussions like this on Mindlytic, especially in our vlog-style videos where we talk about real learning struggles. The biggest student mistake. Most students make the same mistakes. They choose languages but not direction. They collect tools but not systems. They rely on motivation instead of structure. Niccolò Machiavelli explains it simply. Tools without structure are useless. Structure without intention is empty. Progress doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing the right things consistently. The hidden law of progress. Here's a rule nobody explains clearly. Progress is not linear, it's layered. Students who revisit fundamentals, accept boredom, stay focused on one core path, eventually separate from the crowd. Not quickly, but permanently. This is one of the core philosophies behind Mindlytic. Slow clarity beats fast confusion. Instructor/student exercise. Ask yourself or your students these 3 questions. How much do I consume daily? How much do I create daily? Is my learning measurable or emotional? If the answers are unclear, the problem isn't intelligence, it's a lack of strategy. If this video helped you think differently, do us a favor. Like the video, subscribe to Mindlytic, and share it with someone who's learning to code or build skills. On this channel, you'll find thoughtful vlogs, deep breakdowns, and practical insights designed for real growth. In the next episode, we'll talk about focus, why smart students still fail, and how attention is quietly being traded for comfort. Because the future doesn't belong to the most talented, it belongs to those who control their focus. Welcome back to Mindlytic, the channel where we break down how thinking, focus, and systems shape real growth. If you value content that goes deeper than surface-level advice, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Mindlytic. You'll also find vlog-style videos here that connect these ideas to real life. Today's question is simple. Why do smart students still fail? The answer isn't intelligence, it's focus. Intelligence isn't the problem. Most struggling students aren't lazy, they're not incapable, and they're definitely not unintelligent. In fact, many are highly capable. They understand concepts quickly, they can follow tutorials, they ask the right questions. Yet somehow, progress never compounds. That's because intelligence without focus creates motion, not direction. This is one of the core ideas we explore on Mindlytic. Being busy is not the same as moving forward. Niccolò Machiavelli on focus and power. Strategic thinkers like Niccolò Machiavelli approach focus differently. One idea appears repeatedly in his work. What you give your attention to eventually decides what you become. Focus is not a productivity trick, it's a power mechanism. When your attention is fragmented, your learning slows, your confidence weakens, your effort loses leverage, and modern systems are designed to fragment it. The attention economy trap. We live inside an attention economy. Every app, platform, and algorithm is competing for one thing: your focus. For students, this creates a dangerous illusion. You feel productive because you watched a video, you opened an IDE, you saved a resource, but focus never stayed long enough for understanding to deepen. This is why many learners on Mindlytic say they feel busy but see no real growth. Context switching is the silent killer. Here's something rarely explained to students. Every time you switch context, your brain pays a cost. Jumping between coding, messages, tutorials, and notifications feels harmless, but it destroys depth. Smart students fail not because they can't learn, but because their focus never stays in one place long enough to build mastery. The focus stack principle. Here's a simple framework we teach on Mindlytic. The focus stack. One primary skill, one active project, one learning source, one daily focus window. That's it. Anything outside this stack becomes background noise. This isn't restriction, it's leverage. Instructor exercise. Ask your students or yourself, what is my one core skill right now? What am I actively building with it? Where does my focus leak every day? If you can't answer these clearly, your intelligence is being wasted by poor focus design. If this episode helped you rethink focus, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to Mindlytic, and share it with someone who's learning or building skills. On this channel, we don't chase motivation, we design systems that actually work. If you're finding value in this content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Mindlytic, and share it with someone who's trying to level up their learning or skills. Today, we're tackling a problem almost every student faces: why motivation fails and what to do instead. Let's get into it. The motivation myth. Most students wait for motivation. They wake up hoping they'll feel inspired to code or study. They rely on bursts of energy to get things done. Here's the truth. Motivation is fleeting. It's unpredictable. It cannot be relied upon. This is one of the core lessons we share on Mindlytic. Success doesn't depend on motivation. It depends on systems. Think about it. Top performers don't wait to feel like it. They show up consistently because their environment and habits guide them automatically. Niccolò Machiavelli on systems thinking. Niccolò Machiavelli emphasizes the difference between temporary effort and long-term leverage. Discipline is meaningless without the framework to apply it. Structure is the leverage that turns small effort into lasting results. In practical terms, motivation is energy, systems are leverage, leverage compounds over time. On Mindlytic, we show students how to build systems that run themselves, so motivation is no longer required. The structure advantage. Here's why structure beats motivation. Predictable output. You know what you'll work on daily. Consistency. Habits remove the decision fatigue. Focus reinforcement. Your environment signals what matters most. Without structure, tasks pile up, focus leaks away, effort feels heavy, inconsistent, and stressful. This is exactly why so many smart students fail despite high capability. Building your student system. Here's a framework we teach on Mindlytic. Core skill stack. Pick one primary skill to focus on. Project application. Apply the skill to a real project daily or weekly. Learning loop. Consume new knowledge only when it directly contributes to your project. Environment control. Remove distractions and triggers that steal your attention daily. This setup is not complicated, but it's highly effective. It replaces the need for motivation entirely. Avoiding common pitfalls. Even with systems, students often fail because they overcommit to multiple skills at once. They ignore boredom and switch tasks too quickly. They rely on external rewards instead of intrinsic progress. On Mindlytic, we emphasize your system should make success inevitable, not accidental. The moment you can trust your system, motivation becomes irrelevant. Instructor exercise. Try this exercise with your students or yourself. Identify your single core skill for the next 90 days. Choose one real-world project to apply that skill. Design a daily or weekly system that ensures at least 30 to 60 minutes of focused work. Remove at least 3 distractions that steal your attention daily. If this system is followed, motivation doesn't matter. Progress happens automatically. If this episode helped you rethink how you approach learning, like this video, subscribe to Mindlytic, and share it with someone trying to level up their focus or skill development. On this channel, you'll also find vlog-style videos connecting these lessons to real life, helping you see how systems, discipline, and focus work together in practice. In the next episode, we'll cover risk and intelligent failure, why making mistakes strategically is one of the fastest ways to grow. Remember, real success isn't about working harder, it's about working smart within a system that guarantees results. Why smart students fear failure. Most students avoid risk. They fear making mistakes in front of peers. They fear wasted time or judgment. They fear the wrong choice. The truth is, avoiding failure doesn't make you safer, it makes you stagnant. Mindlytic's perspective. The fastest growth comes from controlled strategic risk, not blind trial and error, but deliberate experiments with feedback. Niccolò Machiavelli on risk and leverage. Niccolò Machiavelli repeatedly emphasizes, failure is a tool, not a punishment. Use it strategically, and every mistake becomes a stepping stone. Intelligent failure works like leverage. Small, controlled failures teach bigger lessons. Each mistake compounds your understanding. You gain a mental model for success faster than passive learning. On Mindlytic, we focus on teaching students how to fail smart, iterate fast, and adapt continuously. The difference between mistakes and systemic failure. There's a difference between random mistakes, unplanned and costly, and systematic experimentation, planned and controlled. Most students confuse the two. Random mistakes equals wasted time and frustration. Systematic experimentation equals insights and compounding growth. Here's how Mindlytic teaches it. Choose one skill or project, set measurable objectives, take small risks inside that framework, record the results, adjust, and iterate. This is the practical definition of intelligent failure. Risk-taking mindset. To take calculated risks, students need mental frameworks. Curiosity over comfort. Ask, what can I learn if I fail? Short-term experimentation. Keep failures contained and measurable. Feedback loops. Treat results as data, not judgment. This mindset prevents fear from paralyzing progress, and it ensures mistakes accelerate growth instead of killing motivation. Examples for students. Let's make it concrete. Imagine a coding student. Instead of avoiding a challenging project, they build a small prototype. They inevitably hit bugs and errors. Each bug teaches a principle or reveals a gap in understanding. By the time the project is complete, the student has mastered multiple concepts. This is exactly the type of practical learning we highlight on Mindlytic, and in our vlogs you'll see real-world examples of students doing this successfully. Instructor exercise. Try this exercise with your students or yourself. Identify a small, high-impact risk you've been avoiding. Break it into micro steps with measurable outcomes. Attempt the first step today. Record the results, reflect, and adjust for the next step. Remember, each controlled failure compounds your skill faster than endless safe attempts. Why identity matters. Many students struggle not because they lack ability, but because they see themselves as temporary learners, not creators or strategists. Your identity determines how consistent you are, how you interpret feedback, how you approach challenges. On Mindlytic, we emphasize that a lasting transformation requires aligning your actions with a new identity. You are no longer someone trying to learn coding. You are someone who builds, applies, and improves systematically. The shift in mindset. Niccolò Machiavelli calls this, your identity is the framework through which you filter every action and decision. To shift identity, define your new self clearly, e.g., I am a problem solver and creator. Act according to that identity even before you feel ready. Reinforce it daily through habits, systems, and reflection. This isn't wishful thinking, it's strategic self-design. From motivation to system-driven identity. Earlier episodes focused on focus, systems, and intelligent failure. Now this identity shift connects everything. Motivation fades, system drives action. Intelligent failure teaches faster, identity absorbs lessons. Focus stacks prioritize deep learning. Identity defines what matters. Your new identity aligns all efforts into a coherent path. Practical steps for students. Here's a practical method we teach on Mindlytic. Write down your target identity in clear terms. List 3 daily actions that reflect that identity. Track progress each week. Measure behavior, not just results. Adjust habits until the identity is natural, not forced. Example: identity, I am a disciplined software engineer who solves real problems. Actions, code 1 hour daily, review errors systematically, document learnings. Outcome, within weeks, your mindset and work reflect the identity, not just tasks. Reinforcing growth through reflection. Reflection is critical for the final step. Daily reflection: did my actions reflect my identity today? Weekly review: am I improving the systems that shape me? Adjustment: make micro changes to environment, focus, or habits. By combining reflection with identity, students create compounding growth. Instructor exercise. Try this final exercise for students or yourself. Identify your core identity for the next 90 days. Align one main project with that identity. Design 3 consistent habits reflecting it. Track progress daily, reflect weekly, and adjust. This exercise ties together every lesson from this Mindlytic series: focus, systems, intelligent risk. Identity: it transforms a learner into a strategic thinker. Congratulations! You've completed the foundational Mindlytic series on focus, systems, and strategic growth. If this series helped you, like each video, subscribe to Mindlytic for more deep dive content, share it with learners or coders ready to level up. Remember, success is not just about skill or talent, it's about how you think, act, and structure your life. On Mindlytic, we continue exploring real-life applications of these lessons, from coding projects to self-growth experiments. Thank you for joining this journey. Keep learning strategically, keep building systems, and let your identity drive your growth.